Well, hello there. I want to welcome everyone to another live stream. It's been some time here. Let me get in and see if who I see in. Hopefully, I'm able to be heard. You know, here, Susan. Great, good seeing you, Susan. How's everything coming through? Everything coming through okay? You can hear the voice and the piano. So it's always like when you get away from it for a couple of months, it's like when you come back in, you want to make sure you have everything all dialed in perfectly. Mike Dusnap, good seeing you guys. Thank you for coming in. This is I've been really looking forward to this. There's a lot going on in my life right now, and I'm very excited to share it with you all. Well, it's been a very, very busy month, couple of months for me. COVID it's still out there, but I've never got it, so I was fortunate. I was very careful. I'm back gigging quite a bit now, so I'm going to be sharing a little bit of that with you today. I got some very special news that I'm going to be presenting today, and I'm a little humbled by all this that's going on in my life right now, and I'm pretty excited to share it with you. Well, first of all, I have a very interesting kind of program I put together. It's a combination of some jazz tunes. I have some Duke Ellington and some Fats Waller and some things. And I have an original that I wrote, and it's called It's About Time. And that's kind of an indicator of what's happening. It's about time. Something really big is sitting on the horizon for me. I'm very excited about it. And so that was the day that I got this news that I'm going to share with you soon. And I'm also going to be playing some things that are going to be not jazz related. And it's something that I found it to be extremely challenging and very exciting for me. I was, and I'll be explaining that a little bit too. So anyway, the big thing here is I'm back. I'm pretty much life is good. I'm teaching. Incredible load of students. They're all just marvelous, and I'm very fortunate to have a dedicated, committed group of students to be working with. They're all across the world, and I get a full schedule. So if anyone's interested in studying with me, I always put that out there that I am doing it by personal evaluation. You know, so it's kind of an interview kind of thing to make sure we're a good fit for each other. So if I free up any more slots to work with anyone. The cut you heard in the very beginning was a very special one. That was with Roger Shew, who I had the great pleasure of working with. We lost him a few years ago. Very tragic loss and a sad time for all the people that got to know Roger. Everyone just loved him. He was just a marvelous musician and a wonderful person. And so I'm very fortunate to have had the opportunity to share the stage with him in this special trio for a few years. And that was in Keyboard Concepts in Fountain Valley, California, with a trio that I work with pretty regularly. And that was Sinclair Lott on drums. And Sinclair and myself, we still stay in touch, and we hope to maybe do some recording someday. So we're going to get on, and we're going to start playing a little bit for you. And what I want to start off with is kind of a familiar tune. It's written by Duke Ellington, and the theme of this was songs before my time. So the songs I'm playing are before my time for the most part, and except for the few that I'm going to play that aren't jazz tunes, and I'm going to share those with you. But I have this first one I want to play for you is by Duke Ellington, written in 1935. It's called In a Sentimental Mood. In a Sentimental Mood. I lose my voice every time I play. It's one of those kind of things. Hopefully I see the sounds coming through good in the video quality. It's always one of those scary moments when you go live and it's like you wonder if everything is coming through okay. That was a great tune. It's I haven't played it in a long time. It's called In a Sentimental Mood by Duke Ellington, written in 1935. And this next one I want to play. It's indicative of my life right now. I got some stuff going on, and it's a pretty wild time. And I'm going to share the news with you soon. I'm kind of holding off. I'm kind of biting the bullet to kind of tell you about what's happening. But this song came. I finished writing it a few days ago, and I had got a very important phone call. And I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. But it's the phone call is indicative of the title of the tune. It's called "It's About Time," and it's you're in this business for so long, and I've been doing it. You know, I mean, almost 50 years now, and it's one of those things where you, when you have such an opportunity that's sitting right in front of you, the things all just aligned in such a way that makes it's just unbelievable. I'm going to tell you the story as we go through the show tonight. It's wild. It's really, really wild. And I'm going to be playing some stuff that's indicative of all this. And so this next tune is my original. No one's ever heard it. I have very seldom played it myself, and I'm going to play it for you right now. Okay, I hope you enjoy. It's about time. Again, it was indicative of a certain phone call I got. I'm going to tell you about in a few minutes, and it was pretty wild. But again, it's really, really a fun thing. I see Albert just came in. Good seeing you. He's another prize student of mine, and it's so nice to have that, to be working with such committed students. You know, and whether you're at beginning level or advanced pro level, teaching is a blessing. It really is. It's really, I feel very very blessed to be in this position. Haven't done it my whole life. And in fact, I just got word today. My first jazz piano teacher, Dick Odgren, I just saw a post today. He had a book just released on jazz arrangements, like 35 tunes, I think, of his playing, and what a work that would be worth seeing. And but again, I just saw him release that, and he's 10 or 12 years older than me, so it's kind of, we still stay in touch, and it's like I gave him, I wished him the best, so it was really, really great. This next thing, it's Sam's curious what news I'm going to share. We're getting there. Okay, this is going to be very exciting. Now we're going off the jazz scene. Most recently, I've been playing some gigs and some very unusual gigs, and this is setting the tone for what's going on in my life right now. I got called to do this thing, and it was at the OTTO Car Club, OTTO Car Club. I'm going to show you some pictures of the event, the night. It was really something, and but the theme was James Bond, so I had to play James Bond music. Here's the jazz pianist playing James Bond music. So I found it to be kind of interesting and a challenge. So I played Goldfinger. I played, let's see what else. I played, let's see. Oh boy, my mind's going blank on me. Yeah, I played Goldfinger. I'm going to play right now for you No Time to Die, the Billie Eilish thing. And the other one is, I'm sorry, I'm like going blank. Let me see, I know I have it here. And anyway, the bottom line was, as I was doing these Bond movies, and I thought it was just, here it is. Here's my set list. Goldfinger, Skyfall. I get lost in some of the names. And Skyfall I played. Writings on the Wall, another. This is great music. This is like, I was writing this stuff out. You know, I had to transcribe it to play it for the gig. And man, it was really, really great. And then of course, Diamonds Forever. There's so many, and it's all movie themes. So, hint, Sam, it's a movie theme. So these are all movie themes, and this is just setting the tone for what else is coming. But what I'm going to show you right now is, let me open up my my Live 41 folder here, and I'm going to show you this OTTO Car Club. This is pretty wild. Okay, here we go. And again, here's some shots from the event. And I'm going to pop my head in here too so I can see you. Okay, so here I am at the OTTO Car Club. This was an exclusive car club in Scottsdale, Arizona. And here's the car. They had this very rare Porsche in front of the bar, and it was quite the event. It was really something. Now these are cars. People pay a huge premium to have these exotic cars that are sitting there, and it's just unbelievable. This particular thing. This is the first gig I ever went to where I had my piano delivered in an elevator, a car elevator. I couldn't go up with just it's made for cars and pianos, I guess. So I thought it was kind of cool. And then here's the cars. They put them on these shelves like they're toys, but these are very exquisite automobiles, and they're from huge collectors. And the people were so nice, and just scanning through. And this is the view from their own private club that they had there. These are all these cool cars, you know. And they asked me if I want some lobster and shrimp, and here's a guy that's from Boston, New England. So needless to say, I had my share of shrimp and lobster that night, and this was this is what it was, what encompassed my night. So again, it was one of those things that you have to, if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe it. And from what I understand, I went to their website at one Auto Car Club, OTTO Car Club, and one of the cars I read on their site it sold for 1.7 million. I mean, this is the kind of clientele they're getting. It's like crazy. It's like really unbelievable. So anyway, I did my James Bond thing, and I'm playing 2 hours of solo jazz piano, and I get through playing, and I had people come up to me and say, "Man, I really love Skyfall." So my point being is, as a jazz pianist and as a working musician, you have to be able to conform to some of these other things. And that's what I'm going to show you today. Right now, I'm going to do this thing, this beautiful piece of music called No Time to Die by Billie Eilish. Okay, here we go. Well, there you have it. No Time to Die. And again, it was one of those kind of tunes that was, the movie so compelling, and the music is really cool, you know, to play. Now, what's interesting is from a jazz student, a jazz player, and this is what I tell my jazz students, that you have to understand that what you're learning a skill that can take you down these paths of this kind of commercial kind of music, and you're going to be able to adapt very quickly. Of course, I'm not playing bebop runs and jazz kind of stuff through it. I'm putting some in it, but for the most part, I'm controlling how much, and I find the challenge in it is you're going to sit there, is going to, you really take this and you can enjoy trying to create really musical, lyrical melodies within this beautiful piece of music that's made for films. Okay, so that's the big thing. Again, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for the kind words. And Sam just hit upon one of my newest creations, and I'm just going to put a quick plug in for myself here. It's one of these things. I put a lot of time into this. This was a thing coming. Let's see with the full enter full screen. Okay, so this is my newest website that's out there right now, and it's at pianoinstruction.com. And here we go. I put my head up in the corner, so pardon me if I'm cutting some of it out. But this is the this shot was done by Neil May, who's a good friend of mine and a world-class photographer. And boy, it actually made me feel like a little bit like James Bond myself. Seeing this picture, I was waiting to have a helicopter outside on my gig. But it was really a fun thing to put together. And some of my latest content. Here's my books where I have the free videos for people who get my books through Sterling Book Publisher. Here's my newest book coming out. It's called Music is Your Business. I've been going full tilt with it full time for 2 months with an editor, and I got to the point where I stopped it, and I said, I want to write more for this book. So that was what I got out of it. I'm writing this thing, and as I was immersed into it, I was finding even more and more things to write about. I got 240 tips for music teachers and for students that I've taken from my personal experiences, sharing stories and everything. It's going to be it's my work of art, and it's really one of those fueled by passion. And I think it's going to be one of the greatest things I've ever done. So this is coming up. I'll surely keep you posted. Jazz at Surrey is my house, and up here, and I'm going to be having piano retreats for specific pianists. It's going to be limited to 2 pianists. We have yoga retreats. There's all these retreats around, but we're going to have a piano retreat here where you're going to, if you can actually hold up to Wednesday night, you check in. It will include accommodations, and we're going to have Thursday, Friday, and Saturday all day, just 24 hours a day, just immersed into music. And they'll check out Sunday. And it will be a tremendous opportunity. And I'm very excited about it. I mean, this is one of those things where I'll give each of the pianists, they'll have to have some intermediate level skill sets where they can actually comp and solo and function. I'll have guest speakers here. I'll have professional rhythm section here for them to play with, other musicians to play with. I will offer videotapes of their performances. I will give an hour and a half lesson per student for the 2 people each day. So I'll be dedicating time so they can have that one-on-one with me too. So it's really going to be something, and we're going to cover everything, possible. And we're going to leave it open, sit around the campfire at night here in Arizona, and we'll talk about music, and we'll just answer all the questions and everything possible that you might be thinking of. And I'll be bringing the right people in, not just necessarily myself and my own opinions, but I'll have other world-class musicians here at the house to share their input, and so that's pretty exciting. And here's my up-and-coming stream. And then for those that want to study with me, you click Study with Dan, and you go to my here's how it works. I have videos, and little 2-minute videos that shows exactly how my program works. So again, I can go on, but be sure you can check out, and here's the memorabilia. While I got you here, is my articles. This is the coolest thing, where this goes back to me and my daughter Michelle, and here's me teaching by video correspondence in Conway, New Hampshire, and the Patriot Ledger, me with my mustache and long hair, and Boston Herald, Sunday Enterprise, his Video Maker magazine. And also what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be also having, it's a good place you can register there. I'm going to be starting a newsletter. So I'm going to be doing a monthly newsletter. So that's my, it's a lot of work, so I hope you don't mind me sharing it with you, and I wanted to kind of put it out there so people know that's a great way to follow what I do and what I'm up to. This next tune is, I'm going to go back to the jazz world again a little bit now, and I'm going to play something, let's see, the Jitterbug Waltz I wrote down. It's written in 1942 by Fats Waller, and it's called the Jitterbug Waltz. It's just such a great tune, man, to play, and I just love it. And it's one of those kind of things where, you know, the more you're around it, you know, I'm trying to get out of my thing. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm trying to make sure I can see who's coming into the stream. Here we are. Good. Okay, great. Okay, so let's get on to Jitterbug Waltz, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to talk more about the news. Okay, it's pretty cool. Okay, coming up. Here we go. Jitterbug Waltz. Losing my voice again. It's like, you know, it's so fun to play. And I tell all my students too this, another great thing to think about. When you can get to the point where you can play a full solo piano, and I played solo piano. I made a living playing a solo piano. I raised a family playing solo piano, and the solo piano was my, let's face it, it's the easier thing to book as opposed to going out and getting trios and quartets and big bands, and I did that whole thing when I was younger too. But when you could play a full solo piano and really get around the piano and you have command of the instrument that way, when you get with a trio, you really are in even a better situation. I just went through this with my my friend and student Albert, and several of my students that are in that pro arena, that, you know, the better you play solo piano, man, the better you're going to be able to function in a trio. You're going to be like, you're going to play the piano differently, and the bass player and the drummer will really dig it because they're going to do something coming to the table that's really, really different. Okay, here we go. So, most recently, I got approached to play the SAGEWOOD Film Festival. It was a film society, I should say. Excuse me, film society. And it's I was playing their 10th anniversary of the gala event. It was a red carpet kind of thing, and a tuxedo gig, and I was the MC. They asked me to MC, and they says, we want you to play music from films all night. Well, that was the gig. It wasn't all night, but it was like, so of course, as a jazz pianist, or any pianist for that matter, we typically don't have a repertoire of film scores. You know, it's like we might have a few that we've done, but it's not like musicals, like where you're playing stuff on Broadway shows and things. But these are film scores. And what I did is I took on, I told them, this is going to be a lot of work because I'm going to have to write all the music out and learn the music. And I put a fabulous trio with me. I had Chris Stewart on alto sax and flute and clarinet, and I had the great Joe Garcia, just wonderful artistic drummer, knows exactly how to enhance and ornaments and things just to make the music really sparkle. So I'm going to show you some pictures of that event, and this was a big deal, man. This was one of and I'll tell you where this is going. It's pretty wild. Okay, here we go. I'm back in the picture again, and here we are. It's I'm playing with a trio, and this was a really, really exciting time for me. I mean, I had to MC it too, and the whole thing. And here's me saying some words with the and the thing here. I don't know if you can hear that. It's probably on.
And I'm looking and I'm seeing just how many pieces of music were inside that. And I'll tell you my favorite one at the end that I came across in my findings, but it was such an overwhelming task. I spent so much time, I think, just reviewing films. Now I want to go back, and she's responsible for me watching 110 more movies that but it's been a really eye-opening experience for me, and it's something that
So that's the gist of it, and then here we are, the three of us together, and here we are with John Wayne out in the Hall of the Stars, and here's me with Beyonce, and here we are again, and we were actually playing for some Broadway, some actors. They were actually up there for the 5 featured films that they had chosen. I was playing the music to Citizen Kane, Power of the Dog, Casablanca. I did Schindler's List. I mean, there's some beautiful music that we got a chance to play while they were talking about it. There's me and the directors and Seema. It was just a wonderful, they were so gracious, and just a wonderful, wonderful event. Here's Chris walking around. He had to go in. I'll give you some audio. He was walking around before they were having dinner. So he was letting people know he had something great. Full. Priceless shot of Chris. And here's Chris with Humphrey Bogart. So this brings me now to the what ended up happening when I got asked to do these films. I said, okay, I'll do this. So I'm looking at people associate Power of the Dog for example, or Casablanca, you think of As Time Goes By, and there's all these other pieces of music within that film. So I found, like, just in Power of the Dog alone, or Citizen Kane, there were like 16 pieces of music. So I was sitting there trying to find the music for this and decide which one I wanted to play when they were talking about Citizen Kane. And I played, you know, it was just an unbelievable eye-opening thing. Now, mind you, this happened 2 weeks after my my time there, you know, after the James Bond thing. So I did the James Bond thing, which was film-based. This thing, which is film-based, and it immersed me into films. Like I mean, literally, I spent hours and hours just trying to identify the music to write out for this thing. It was a lot of work, and so I'm going to be sharing a lot of this with the students. But I'm going to play the one that was so simple, and it really stuck with me. I was laying in bed that night, I'm listening to this thing, I'm like, man, it's so unbelievably cool. And all it is for my students will know, it's just these drop 2 triad voicings. And but the cool thing is to try to do something cool with it. This is called West Alone from Power of the Dog, okay? And I'm going to tell you where things went. Okay, hold on. Here we go. It was such a beautiful little piece of music that and where I'm going to work with it is with my students to show them that how you can take something like this and really have some fun. Get into all this beautiful kind of linear kind of development as a pianist. So it's really it lends itself to some complexities that really make it actually it's kind of difficult to play. You know. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that from West Alone. So this brought up. I'm going to go to this this next thing here is very, very special to me, and she told me she understands I'm a writer and I've been writing music. And I might have shared this with a lot of people here, and they might be aware of this. But I wrote this song in 2000, I think, 15 or 16, 14, 15. It was, it's called Zara. And this is the one that I wrote, and it basically was written around Seema was wanting to be a female Zorro. And I called it Zara. And since then, we've had several speaking through the years with film people, and we have thought about creating a music video with this. So, the night of the event, this big event that I'm hosting, I played this and I couldn't hold it together. You know, it was like, it was a very emotional thing for me. Seema was there, and I was able to say that how important this piece of music was to me, and it has a big story behind it, and Seema has written the story, and I can't wait to tell you the bottom line is we're making a movie. There's a short film of Zara being done. I got approached by the head of the Film Society, and she says, I need to talk to you. And this was the night of the event. Everyone came up to me. They were going up to Seema at the end of the event. And the next day, we set up a time to call, and we set up a Zoom call. So the three of us are on Zoom. And she said to me, she said that you played a lot of music. Now, mind you, I'm very humbled. I'm very, very humbled because I was playing stuff from Citizen Kane, Hans Zimmer, I mean, at Schindler's List. I mean, we were doing stuff that was just really, it's this world-class music. She told me that this was their favorite piece of music. Her and her husband looked at each other. She's been in the film industry for a long, long time. She said it was her favorite piece of music that I played of the whole night. And she says, you don't have a music video, you have a short film. So we're actually creating a short film. We're in the process right now of working with this software program called Celtec, and it's going to be, we're putting the script together, and then we're going to put the budgeting together for it and everything. So it's going to be, it's the real deal. And this is like the most exciting thing I think has ever happened to me in my life. It's like one of those kind of things where I was in the right place at the right time. How could this possibly be that I'm doing a James Bond thing? I've never played these kind of film things. Sure, I played Live and Let Die or something every now and then, or Goldfinger, but I don't get immersed into this thing. Then I get totally thrown into this thing, and I'm playing for a room full of, of very passionate film people. And apparently my story resonated with them, and they approached me. These are the people that you knock the door down to try to get in to have your material heard, and they're approaching us. So it was like, wow. And to hear that it was her favorite piece of music, she said her and her husband sat there, and her husband said to her that was the most beautiful piece of music of the whole evening. And so there's something there. So anyway, I'd like to, I'm going to play Zara for you right now. And it's the script is beautiful. The story is so amazing. I'm in it, of course. I'm playing piano through the whole thing, and it's going to be me reflecting and have movies, and there's no dialogue, just piano, and it's really going to be something. And the story is going to touch a lot of people. It's really a very intense story. So it's run 6.5 minutes. She said to me, any short film under 10 minutes is gold, and she goes, you have it right there. So anyway, I'm going to play Zara for you. Then I'm going to play a very special thing closing out. And if Charles Abraham is in the audience here, Charlie, this last one's going to go out to you, because a lot of times my students will know how engaged I am in what they're doing. And I had a student play this great tune that I'm going to play it for you, and I've never played it. I heard it, I'm like, man, what a great tune. So I'm going to close with that. That's a fun thing. But I'm going to play Zara for you right now. And again, it's really an honor and a pleasure to be part of this and share it with you, because this is fresh, like literally days old news, and we're going full tilt with it. And we have the director of the society helping Seema write the script and to be able to present this and get this thing fully engaged and make it happen. She's going to help us drive it right to the finish line. This is not us dreaming about it. This is like, it's got in the right hands. So I'm completely overwhelmed. So I feel like this is beyond coincidence. 2 film things back to back. Been playing piano for almost 50 years. It's like they're back to back, and then I get a film opportunity to take a piece of my music. And that's where the big things could happen, where someone could take this piece of music and do something really big with it and go further from just seeing my short film. So anyway, hope you enjoy Zara. Here we go. There you have it, Zara. And again, it's one of, it's just the melody itself, it just sits. The more I've been around this film stuff, and people hear it, and they say, it sounds like a film score. It sounds like you hear that. Simple, but it has an elegance to it, so it's kind of one of those things that I'm very, very excited to have the thing come to life, and you'll surely be hearing about it, and it's going to be one of those things. It's, I don't know, I'm new to this too, so I'm going to be learning too, but it's but I'm going to be in it, and we're talking. We're writing the script out right now. We have the script all done, but now we have to put it into a Hollywood kind of form to have this thing to be able to have present it to with a budget attached, and to present it to people that would want to get involved with it. So again, thanks for letting me kind of vent and kind of hold you on the edge of your seat here with this kind of exciting news. It is for a pianist that's been playing their whole life to have a piece of music that all of a sudden you'd be approached by a film company. It's just, it's wild. It just, I'm in kind of disbelief, frankly. So I'm going to do my best to make it to be the best it could possibly be. This last piece that I'd like to share with you tonight, and again, I hope to be doing this more regularly. This is like, I really, as much as I'm out gigging, I was gigging so much that and these take a lot of time and energy, and then, you know, the nervous factor. I'm pretty comfortable with everything right now here. So, but you have the, you know, anything could go wrong with internet speed and all. So, but I'm really, I'm hoping to be doing this regularly. But I was so busy that I just didn't have it in me to try to fit a live stream in when I was playing 3 gigs and teaching a full load of students. So, hope you understand that I just kind of. I'm still posting, so make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, because that's where you're going to see all my stuff, and there'll be so much happening. So anyway, this next tune was presented by a student of mine about a week ago, and it is such a cool tune, man. I just said, what a tune! I'm going to check this out. It's written by Horace Silver. It's called "The Preacher." And it is really cool. I'm going to play it for you now. Here we go. The Preacher. Again, what a great tune by Horace Silver. Fun, fun, happy, happy tune to play. And again, I'm inspired by my students when they submit something. You know, it's like he played it in an ensemble. I'm like, what a cool tune, man. So what I made him do for his lesson, I said, I want you to play that solo piano, because of course, you can hide behind the rhythm section and everything, but when you start getting involved with this, you know, when you have to play this solo piano, you have to play a little different. You have to really be in command of it all. So anyway, I want to thank you all for being part of it. I look at everyone here, Mike Dusnap, Albert, everyone. Oh man, David, great seeing you. Everyone, my daughter Michelle and my granddaughter Mila, and Sam, best dentist in Cave Creek and anywhere. And I actually played their Christmas party, and I couldn't tell you more great things about it, that you couldn't go to a better place. It's like a family, you know. It's where can you get a dentist like that? It's like cool, and he's a good guy, and he practices. He's a great piano. So anyway, if I missed you, I want to again send my love and thank you for coming and be part of this. I'll surely let you know. I'm going to try to do one a month. We'll check in and we'll just have a kind of a impromptu kind of intimate kind of piano bar here at Dan's house. So it's thank you for making it very special for me and enabling me to share all the stuff going on in my life. So remember, check out my website, pianoinstruction.com, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and catch you next time around. Okay, God bless you all. Thanks again. Good night.